Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 13th, 2025, and the top crypto news is as follows. Let's start today's episode and we'll go to the zkSync account on X, which was hacked and was promoting a fake airdrop. Let's say the ad only lasted for 15 minutes. And with all that said, be careful not to see anything strange. It wasn't an airdrop from zkSync, it was just hacked. Moving on, we'll go to Mr. Trump's dinner, which I'm sure you all want to know how much the people who went there paid. We learned that everyone paid an average of $4.8 million to attend this dinner, not to mention that the team said that for $400 or so, you could join in, apparently. Also, I should add that Trump at that dinner didn't seem to have made any major announcements about cryptocurrencies or the cryptocurrency market in general. Moving on to more serious news, we go to Strategy, who is not stopping buying Bitcoin. They bought $1.3 billion in BTC and bought 13,390 Bitcoins. Meanwhile, MetaPlanet followed suit and bought $126.7 million in Bitcoin, buying 1,241 BTC. We learned that they surpassed El Salvador in how many Bitcoins they own. Moving on, we see a new player in the market who is also buying Bitcoin, Nakamoto Holdings, which is a holding company founded by the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. It signed a deal with Nasdaq-listed healthcare company Kindly MD to create a new Bitcoin wallet worth $710 million. The company's stock rose 405% in 5 days on the news. Moving on, we'll look at another company that's not buying Bitcoin. It's buying Solana. We're once again referring to the DeFi Development Corporation, which bought 172,670 Solana at an average price of $136. That's a total of $24 million. Of the companies buying cryptocurrencies, we now turn to our exchange, Coinbase. We learned that it will now join the S&P 500 family. This will make it much more popular, and its stock has risen by almost 4% in 5 days. Moving on to our exchanges, we'll also look at BitGo, which is essentially getting a MyCA license in Germany, so we have another approved company to use. Perhaps the most interesting news comes from FTX in Europe, which we can say has been acquired by Backpack Exchange. According to this announcement, it is now possible for FTX users in Europe to get their money back. All you have to do is go to the page, complete the KYC to confirm that you are actually on FTX Europe and get your money. Moving on, we'll also look at our meme coins, and we'll look at PumpSwap, the PumpFan DEX, which, as we learned, will be sharing 50% of the revenue with meme coin creators. And just in the previous episodes, 2 days ago, I had announced to you that meme coins are probably reviving as it seems. And with such moves, the meme coin market on Solana will definitely be more active. The meme coin that has caught the public's attention at the moment is the Little Hippo on Solana, which made 519% in 7 days, as you can see. And it's time to go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin at $101,000, with the price not very pleasant, although the news is encouraging. Let's say, for starters, that the U.S. and China finally made a trade deal. More specifically, the two countries announced a temporary reduction in tariffs, with the U.S. reducing taxes on Chinese products from 145% to 30% for a period of 90 days. In a reciprocal deal, China will also reduce tariffs on American goods from 125% to 10% at the same time. So good news between these two countries. However, the price of Bitcoin is not very pleasant, and maybe I know what awaits us. And what awaits us is today, when the population numbers in the US come out. Let's say the population in the US is at 2.4%. They expect it to be at 2.4%. However, in the previous period, we had very high tariffs from the US to other countries, so maybe the numbers here are very different from what they expect. Nevertheless, during the day we will see what the population number is, which is perhaps what awaits the price of Bitcoin to know exactly where it should go. That wraps up the top news for crypto today. Is May 13th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.